Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT. We are back. We had to wait a little bit because there was an Eldritch Mirror. We are going to see a pretty interesting game right now. We've somehow avoided this, despite the fact that it's been doing pretty good. But we've got Rocket Link, the Dragon Link deck that's kind of taken the metagame by storm. You saw it a ton in the Luxury Gaming series, at least in the top 8 matches. I don't think it converted out of that. But it's playing against Invoked Mekk-Knight, a deck that has certainly seen a lot of big uptick in play recently. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can find this individual match because I know the two of them are chomping at the bit. And suddenly a fire alarm is going off here. Oh, jeez. Classic. Just make sure we're not going to die. Yeah, I think we're fine too. But never hurts to check. You put the right password on this. All right, time to yell at him. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, I'll just give you a quick heads up about the remaining undefeateds. There are 4 players who are undefeated. They are 2 of them are playing Eldritch. Which is insane to me. They're both 5-0 at this point. You can no longer consider it a fluke. And then one of them is Giant Skyhawk, of course, playing Dinosaur. And one of them is playing Invoked Mekk-Knight. So those are the current top 4 that undefeated, who have a pretty sweet shot at making it. They just got to go 1-1 for the next 2 rounds. Let me write these in. Ooh, a lot of a giant frame drop here. I have no idea what's going on. See if we can get that back to normal. Well, rather it happen now than in the middle of a game. Ooh, and we are down to 32 kilobytes per second. What is going on? Let's close a couple of things out. See if that doesn't solve anything. And I'll make sure it's stable before we actually go to the game proper. But, whoa, that's not good. Alright, looks like we are back at stability. Sheesh. Such is the problem of using Twitch while every single person on the universe is trying to either start a Twitch account or an OnlyFans. Alright. Both of them are all the way in, and I will port you over to that game right now. Alright, so let me move Deska's name over just a little bit because it's going to bother me otherwise, and I'll let him know to start. So Bassam Steel is on Dragon Link. They've been on an unreal tear. Both of these players are X1 right now. Pretty good shot at top 8. They lost their games very late. So as a result, they certainly have the opportunity to make it out of these rounds if they win this one and the next one as well. Oh, more importantly, is Jeff still in? No, unfortunately. He hit X2 after, I think, 3 rounds. Alright, and the game is underfoot. Not exactly sure who won the die roll, but a lot's going to depend on it, I think. You know, Deska wants to blind second, and Bassam Steel wants to blind first. I think we are likely to see the Rocket Link deck go first regardless. So let's see what exactly this deck is capable of. We're going to use Foolish Burial to send an Absorider Dragon, which of course will trigger. That Absorider Dragon is going to allow an individual to add a rocket monster from their deck to their hand. And they're going to get Recharger. Just such an incredibly strong card. It's just a free special summon in so many scenarios. Here we're going to use it as the normal summon. How is an undefeated playing X1? Some of the undefeated's breakers make it difficult to pair. Challenge actually had a really hard time pairing this round. It took it like 5 minutes of calculations because there were like 9 or 10 drops. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get Boot Sector Launch off of Striker Dragon, the Link that searches the field spell, the Link that searches the field spell, and then we will banish that sucker for a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which will bring back a Recharge, or an Absorider. I'm not picky. GCD says, I killed Jeff. How could you have done that? Jeff's son is X1, yes, he's still in. Erratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres has made it onto the board. And we're going to activate Quick Launch, probably to get a Tracer from deck. This would be a great time to Ash Blossom, Deska. Nope, going for Tracer. Next is Boot Sector Launch, and do we have one in the hand? Hey, shut up you, you're supposed to be off. There we go. We'll activate the effect of Tracer in order to destroy the Boot Sector Launch. Get a copy of Silver Rocket from deck. And here comes LP and Striker. I mean, this is the line that we've seen over and over again in every Rocket scenario. Really sucks that you can just go LP into Striker and to point to the same two spaces that this Hieratic Spheres is pointing to. We're going to use this to get a dragon out of our deck. Now, we already have the Red Eyes Darkness Metal in the graveyard, so that won't be the target. That'll likely be the target of the Pisty that comes afterwards. Instead, we're going to get Starly's Dragon Seifert, and this card is just so powerful. Lets you send dragon monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard to add a dragon monster from your deck to your hand whose level equals the total levels. Going to send itself here to get, you guessed it, Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. Let's just see if I'm right. White Dragon Wyverbuster. My mistake. It's the same card. I think we're banishing the Seifert for that? Or is it the opposite way around? It banishes Darks. Yeah. So we're going to banish the Darkness Metal Dragon, of course, does not matter, because I believe Pisty can get from banished. Yep, banished or in your graveyard. Next, we're going to activate White Dragon Wyverbuster's effect for Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. You probably should just ban these two cards. There's really no reason to keep them around. Or at least, like, ban one of them and put the other to 3. That would save space. Striker Dragon time. We're going to go ahead and activate Rocket Recharge, or get Rocket Recharger with Striker Dragon's effect. Then we're going to Pisty into the empty zone to get this copy of Metal Dragon and use Metal Dragon's effect to bring back one of our big ol' boys. I think usually we tend to go for the... Where is it? Where's this monster? The Rocket Tracer, because it's a tuner. But I'm still kind of new to these combos. Yep, Tracer it is. These end boards include Savage Dragon, is the reason. Can we talk about how a few hours ago you were singing a different tune about Eldritch? No, we can't. I still don't think Eldritch is going to take the entire tournament. I really, really think it is not. I think it is just seeing success because very competent players are playing a control deck, right? Like, I think Altergeist would be seeing similar success if those players were on that deck. But I could be proven wrong. Collapse Serpent and Tracer turning into a Quad Boral Dragon. And then Quad Boral Dragon. This is a card that a lot of people haven't seen, but it's actually quite strong. Discard a card, target a face-up monster on the field. You can't summon Link 2s for the rest of the turn, then destroy the monster, and then special summon as many Rocket monsters from your hand or graveyard equal to that monster's Link rating. So we're going to get 3 here, a Tracer, a Recharger, and a Silver Rocket. And then we'll trigger the effect of Dillingerous Dragon as well. This is a card that when I first read, I thought, boy, if any deck ever figures out how to play this, we are going to have a serious problem. And lo and behold. Hey, Konami, when do we get the Grey Dragon? I thought we were going to watch Plunder. We'll watch Plunder next round. We've had a couple of funny haha duels with silly decks that have somehow weaseled their way into top 8 contention. Let's see what the meta looks like. So it looks like we are ending on Unchained Abomination and Borreload's Savage Dragon. This is very powerful because you're able to destroy Silver Rocket Dragon. You have the Hieratic Spheres available at your disposal, and you can banish critical cards out of this extra, and boy, are there some of them. I think I'd probably go for the A-lister here. I'm not sure, though. Would know better than me. Going for the Almirage. That's pretty funny, too. Also hilarious. And then Silver Rocket Dragon is going to trigger, which allows him to get a rocket from the deck. I'm going to go for Tracer, which can potentially pop off next turn as well. Hakaishin, I'm not even going to try that. Unchained Abomination just does so much for this strategy. It's a dark monster, so you're still able to summon it post Rocket Tracer, which is why you play it. And it just does so much. You know, it targets things, it destroys them, which is great for Rockets. We're going for an evenly matched here, it looks like, but we've got a Borreload Savage Dragon on the field. Likely all this is going to do is force the activation of the Savage Dragon. I wonder what that set card is, though. Eldritch is Striker that can use Trap Trick. Will this be Mono's the next Zodiac take? If my Eldritch is only okay take is as wrong as Lithium's Zodiac Magical Musketeer is the next Zodiac, then I will be thoroughly surprised. Did you just call Thunderclap Wolf a silly fun deck? I did. Chat's much smarter than me. Yeah, they say you go for Almirage. Really taking a long time on this. What are you thinking, folks? What's the play? Alright, we are going to Savage. In before Thunderclap wins the tourney, I would like nothing more. And a second evenly matched. Well, there's really no reason you would go for it unless you had a second one. We can do a couple of things here. Looks like we're activating Heavenly Spheres. This is pretty good. It's going to be able to return a monster on the field to the deck. We also might activate Tracer's Effect, just so one of these cards goes to the graveyard. After resolution of this, we'll be able to summon a dragon, which is something. It's weird. You want to keep Borreload Savage, but at the same time, you probably can't because keeping Borreload Savage when you don't have any negation available is probably really bad. We're going to go for Heavenly Spheres here. We still have the availability of the Unchained Abomination, and oh my god, Called by the Grave as well! This hand was double evenly matched, Called by the Grave? Jeez! Well, they don't have Almirage, so they will need a Mekk-Knight, and it looks like they've got one. They're going to set one card, and what do you know? It is the best one! Purple Nightfall. Alright, Purple Nightfall is going to go ahead and grab Blue Sky. I assume Blue Sky will be summoned. Yep, we're going to go ahead and do that. Blue Sky's interesting because it actually loses to a ton of hand traps that some of the other Mekk-Knights don't. So if you have interaction, now is the time. It looks like they don't. These turns last longer than Joseph in bed. Drop an F in the chat. What are you talking about? That's like not even a slam at this point. This has been a 35-minute turn. We're going Thousand Eyes Restrict to take this Unchained Abomination, and it looks like the Dragon Link player has lost the game. You know, this deck is extremely powerful, but it has a little bit of a rough time crawling back into games where the board state has been equalized. Even though all that's on the opponent's side of the board is an A-lister, the Invoker of Madness, they've got access to this purple on the following turn, and will likely OTK. This Dragon player's got to do something right now if they want to win. They're going to bring back something with the World Legacy Guard Dragon, and Tracer is a pretty strong card. Alright, we're going to go for Tracer's Effect here, and thankfully this card gives you an easy target to pop. We are now locked into Dark with 6 cards in the extra deck. Sheesh. We're going to get a Magna Rocket Dragon. Alright, well, it's a 4-star. We'll go into a Striker Dragon here, and I think that is the final Striker Dragon. We know one of the cards in here is a Boral Sword, or a Boral Savage. I mean, if we can get back to that, it might be enough. Mr. Blue, you did it right, but soon comes Mr. Right. We're going to use a Recharger. Get Recharger back onto the field. And then there we go. Let's just go into Savage, I suppose. Oh, no, even better. We're going to go into Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, followed by Savage. We might just OTK here. Wow, oh my god! It's Quad Boral back! What was I talking about? It's able to destroy opponent's monsters, so this actually is the end of the game. Whoa. Well, I was ready to proclaim the Dragon Link player dead, but this is such a powerful pop-off. As long as they're playing Boral Sword Dragon, I'm pretty sure that this is the end of the game. They can even go into a Savage if they so desire, which it looks like they do. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be it. Oh my god. Incredible. I'm really, really taken aback by how available the single play of rebuilding these two monsters has paid off for this archetype. Wow. The Mekk-Knight player had absolutely everything, chewed through several negates, and it didn't matter. It was just unable to untap and make Boral Sword. Okay. Alright, I could believe this deck is a problem. I could be made to believe that. Let's go to game 2, I suppose. What decks have 2+ players X1-1 or higher in this round? Oh, don't make me do calculations. Well, I actually can see that pretty easily because, oh no, there's a ton of 4-1s. There's a ton of 4-1s. I can tell you the undefeateds. The undefeateds are Double Eldritch, Invoked Mekk-Knight, and Dinosaur. I'll just go through some other X1s that I know. Cyber VX, that's Jeff's son. He's 4-1. on Eldritch. Oh, I don't want to just spoil everyone's deck. GCD is 4-1 on Thunderclap Skywolf. That was crazy. Well, if you are boarding as the Mekk-Knight player, you know what you got to do. The problem is it's very hard to board more than you already were for going second. You know, I assume you are still forcing your opponent to be on the play, and if that's the case, you got to be in on like Nibiru and stuff like that. But there are so few points for Nibiru in this strategy. You know, your opponent's going to Tracer themselves out of Appaloosa, for example, but they're going to be able to make Savage easily. And if you Nibiru pre-Savage, they can likely continue to go off. Inversely, if you're the Dragon Link player, now your setups can be much more tailored, and it looks like the Invoked player has just elected to go first. They're playing Mekk-Knight, but they're like, yeah, a Macabre might just do it. We're going to normal summon a copy of Aleister the Invoker, and I assume we'll use his effect to grab a slice of, a slice of nothing. There's Infinite Impermanence on Aleister. That is a critical choke point. He's got to have exactly the invocation in hand already. You would link summon off to an Almirage, which it looks like they're going to do, and then link summon off to a Security Gardener, which is a light target. Oh, we do have something to set. Here comes a Mekk-Knight. It's got to be purple, and it is. Whoa! Oh, never mind. Barracks Bear is 5-1. Oh my gosh. What? Are you 4-1? Was 4-1 on Zodiac. We might look at that next. That's pretty choice. Alright, time to go into Security Gardener. Do we have the invocation in hand? No, it doesn't really matter. Alright, that's not a super impressive setup. You know, you've got purple and basically nothing else. I was here excited to loud the negates that the Mekk-Knight player was going to end on, but this isn't much. Different Dimension Ground is an incredible board card. They're going to change it, and now any monster sent to the graveyard is banished this turn. How much does that matter for Rocket Link? Probably a ton. I actually don't think the deck can accomplish really anything under this card. Maybe you normal summon a Tracer and attack? Is that any good? Probably not. I don't know if I would have set that there. Wow. Alright, Magna Rocket Dragon it is. I mean, this is just a beater at this point, and if it's destroyed at the end of the turn, you get to special a rocket monster. But it has to be in the graveyard to do so, which we know that it won't be. Alright, so it looks like that's going to be a pass back, and this is Yu-Gi-Oh! As it was intended, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like the Mekk-Knight player is just going to be able to pop off here. We bring back this copy of purple in the standby phase, and from there it should be an easy route to victory, provided they have any spells or traps in their hand. I assume they kept at least one. I wonder what the set card is from the Dragon Link player. They're going to use purple. Man, I don't know if I would have done that. If this is Infinite Impermanence, you've given them a really great opportunity to not only negate the effect, but also to negate the card in this column and cut you off of columns. That doesn't seem like the play. Alright, looks like it's going to happen. And we are going for Cobalt. This is Indigo Eclipse, I believe, is the actual name of the card. Dimension Barrier, says Bassam Steel. I think calling Fusion. I missed that real quick. More importantly than calling Fusion, however, it's just going to end the turn of the Mekk-Knight player. Yeah, really shouldn't have given that window of opportunity for activation. There can be only one activated on the side of the Mekk-Knight player, and wow, both of these decks operating at just 0% capacity here. And a second Different Dimension Ground in response to a Foolish Burial. This is great. This is going really well. We're really just playing Control Yu-Gi-Oh! And this Mekk-Knight of the Purple Nightfall is really kind of pulling a lot of weight. Alright, I mean, here is Boot Sector Launch to increase the attack of this monster by 300. Sheesh. Did he chain Cosmic to DDG and hit DDG? Other way around. He activated Cosmic Blind and they chained DDG. Man, if that Cosmic was in hand. It was a 50-50 to hit. There can be only one. Alright, going to the battle phase, I suppose. At least it'll be in the graveyard. You can activate its effect. Cool. Okay, I guess we'll activate the effect of Magna Rocket Dragon. That's going to get, I don't know, Tracer. Tracer would be alright, but it really doesn't resolve the problem. Silver Rocket's big, but not bigger than Purple Nightfall, which is all we really care about. I'm trying to think how this deck is going to out a 2500 attack point vanilla without access to the extra deck. I'm really coming up short here. Yeah, I think Basalm Steel is just kind of killing time. Trying to draw what I believe is likely to be a second Cosmic Cyclone. Alright, we're going to Purple Nightfall at end step. Sure. And we are going for Blue Sky. Adamancipator has been around a little bit, but nowhere near as prevalent as its representation in terms of the entire piece of the pie. You know, you can see between rounds that it's the most represented deck, and I don't think there's anyone still in top 8 contention playing it. That happened last tournament to Lunalight as well. Alright, so we are walking into Silver Rocket Dragon here. This 2500 vanilla really coming in clutch. This is like Trinity format strats. We had to ban this card for this reason. It would just take over the game. You'd activate removal, it'd chain to the effect. It had nothing to do with the fact that it would plus you because you could never really combo off anyway. Alright, Silver Rocket, I guess. Let's summon a rocket monster from our deck. I guess he's just going to churn through every single one. Magna Rocket Dragon back to the field. Still on additional copies of this card, apparently. Another. Oh, that's got to be an infinite impermanence. Okay, we might actually see some Yu-Gi-Oh! Game 1 closer, nah? Nah at all. The Dragon Link combo player, or the Dragon Link player comboed off. The Mekk-Knight player broke the board almost immediately, but didn't have any follow-up, and the Dragon Link player made Boral Sword on the kickback. Alright, so we'll take 4 here, and I assume at end step we'll activate the effect of Magna Rocket for a Tracer from deck. If I was the Mekk-Knight player, I would consider tagging out now so there's not a target for infinite impermanence, knowing that that's probably what this is. But tagging out in response is probably just as good. Alright, let's go for it. Now, this is a conditional then. Oh my god, he didn't tag out. Oh, wow! So since the effect wasn't negated, now this is negated. Let's pop off with Rocket Tracer. That card is 100% another. There can be only one, and there it is! Folks, you hate to see it. Wow, and now even Cosmic Cyclone is in and out. I don't know what you are intending to do. Who is playing Zombie World Lich? Yeah, it's a little sus. Dan is absolutely right. We are very early in Adamancipator deck theory. The boards that CGLX was building are hardly the most capable against a very specific metagame. They're tiered toward very specific, or very, very general setups, rather. As the metagame evolves, you know, we'll know what we should be going into and how. I do think Adamacia is looking solid, but unpracticed. I think that is how I would describe it. I do not think it is, just flat out not as strong. And I think a lot of the reason that people think Outlich is stronger than it is because it is much easier to play week 1. You know, there's not a lot of combo theory that has to happen. Yeah, this is 1,000,000% the end of the game. Discarding Pankratops. Yeah, that really hasn't come in handy this match for a quick launch. Yeah. Oh, geez. This is extremely over. Please get me out of this game. A Blue Sky, and it looks like the Mekk-Knight player is just going for it. To those of you asking, yeah, Infip, if it doesn't negate the target, it doesn't negate the column. It's See, it says it's a conditional then, and the way it works is in order for it to hit the then, the first part has to happen. Alright, so it's time for Clothheap. And Clothheap is going to activate Invocation. We're going to DD Crow this A-lister, the Invoker. Do you have another? I would be shocked if they had another. And they did. Of course they did. Why wouldn't they? There's Makaba. And I mean, I would honestly just scoop to this, probably. This will trigger both the Cross Sheep and the Invocation. Or maybe just the Invocation activation here. Do we not have a relevant target? Summon a level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard. Oh, we literally don't have a target. Okay, going for Mekk-Knight Yellow here. Is this the end of the game? It's just slightly under 1,000. That's unfortunate. Maybe go for Morningstar. Unicorn's good too. We'll Unicorn to tuck this sucker back, and then that's 22, 35, 57. We're 500 short. Ah, the last purple. I wondered what he was drawing that entire time. Alright, so it's time for game 3, and Basam Steel is going to be able to go first. Will Mekk-Knight be able to chew through a fully developed Dragon Link board? I think probably. I mean, if any deck can do it, it's this one. I'm going to get some water real quick. Get some water gang in the chat. I can beatbox so much better. Alright, what have I missed? Nothing! We're still sideboarding. Results coming in? Oh, they are. That's what I gotta say. Still waiting on the sideboarding here. I mean, this is really difficult to really get a handle on because you don't know if your opponent is going to force you to go first or second. Obviously, you want to force the Mekk-Knight player to go first, but if you're Dragon Link, you probably also want to just set up a board. And you saw how capable they were going first that time. I mean, if they want it and you don't want it, you probably just want to make them go second. Wow. Okay, so that's a good start. Kawakimaru Drago is... oh no, is this the whole hand? Oh my god, is this the whole hand? Is this the whole hand? Tell me this is the whole hand. What the hell? What is going on? Revealing Tracer in the opener. Whoa, what a miserable open. I mean, I guess it's fine if you can't special... Well, that's a good one. That's a good card. Wow. So it looks like we have transitioned from Dragon Link into a stun deck. Kawakimaru Drago preventing the opponent from summoning any Mekk-Knights whatsoever, and Anti-Spell Fragrance really putting a damper on any A-lister plays. Sheesh. You making fun of me? Yeah, you better not be. So we're going to set a bunch of cards on the side of the Mekk-Knight player, and I assume those are going to be Invocations and Terraformings and the like. Alright, well, you've got a whole turn to figure out something. Alright, we're going to set a card. We know the card in hand is Tracer. Are we just going to battle phase? Are we just going to do 1900? It doesn't seem terrible. Any word on how Eldritch is performing in this bracket? It's performing very well. Shockingly well, I would say. From my perspective, because I'm dumb as hell. Oh boy, Dragon Link. I do not get to see Dragon Link turn into a stun deck very often, but you know, here we are. I'm shocked that he didn't board into Iron Core of Koakai Mairu. It would have been broken. All right, let's see some action. Evenly matched would be okay. Pot of Desires. I think you're fine with that, right? Like, what are they going to draw into? Imperial Order. There's an Imperial Order in this game, too. Why not? Why not? That's, I mean, okay, so what do you do if you're the Mekk-Knight player? You cannot summon Mekk-Knights while Kawaki Mairu Drago is on the field. You cannot activate spell cards, so you have no out in terms of off-brand invoked monsters, like maybe Raijin or something. What's the play here? Passing? Setting A-lister? Is that good enough? You're just effectively just waiting for the Dragon Link player to find literally any combo. Oh! Well, friend, that card is not going to resolve. You're just activating it to get it out of the way. Well, maybe not. Alright, time to go to the battle phase. I mean, I don't know if Deska can set a monster for the next turn, or the next 8 or 9 turns. DD Crow. Yeah, we're going to chew through just about every hand trap in the game. And frustrating that this thing has 1900 attack, so it isn't stonewalled by something like Ash Blossom. Let's reveal it again. What is in this hand? Where's the Avram when you need it? Tell me about it. This is 1,000,000% a game for Mekk-Knight Avram. Oh, speaking of Mekk-Knight Avram, let's see how the Pacifist deck is doing. Oh, they just dropped. Damn, that's shocking. I would have thought it would be in top 8 contention. Okay, set 1 pass. I mean, you're kind of racing infinite, or not infinite. You're kind of racing Imperial Order at this point. Will Imperial Order expire before or after the Dragon Link player finds 1 playable dragon? I mean, you have to assume that, like, these cards are probably stuff like there can be only 1 anyway, so. Win condition is Imperial Order? Kind of, right? Wow, the first game in this match was really, really good, and then the second 2 have just been slogs to get through. Giant Skyhawk is 6-0. Giant Skyhawk is 6-0. That means he is a lock for top 8 again. I'm literally going to send this person, like, all the money. Oh my god, a second attacker? Crazy. And we, of course, have to attack with the Drago, because if it's like an Ash Blossom, then we're punished for attacking with the 1800. I don't think it makes any meaningful difference, the difference between 100 life points here. Oh, yes, Tracer in it. Yep. And as we expected, a monster that would have punished Magna Rocket Dragon, but does not punish Koeki Mairu Drago. And there can be only one. Well, I guess we'll be keeping Koakai Mairu Drago. Man, this game rocks. This game is so cool. And all the outs to there can be only one are like Cosmic Cyclone and they're negated while Imperial Order's still up. Dude, this game is so great. I'm so happy this is happening. He's grinding for evenly, I think. Yeah, probably. That's a good call. But I don't think we're likely to see evenly at any time in the immediate future. I mean, it's just going to be a question of how many monsters can Deskas set from his hand, right? If the answer is like 3, then he might actually get a turn to play under Imperial Order. Only watch haha decks, please. Tribute summoned Gamciel. Oh my god. Well, that is an out. Not a light or dark monster. And there is Mekk-Knight of the Azure Sky. The blue sky coming in hot. That's going to be 2 cards to hand if it is permitted. Wow, and that's kind of the end of the game. Simply save time by giving Skyhawk your bank credentials. Unchained is 5-1. Alright, we'll look at Unchained next round. Oh! Excuse me? Sir, was that a tribute summoned artifact Lancia? Oh my god. Are we pushing for lethal? Oh no, even better. We're going to use yellow in order to destroy Imperial Order. Now we can activate this spell card specifically, because the others have to be set first. I don't know. I might have even waited. You know, like, what's the impetus for destroying Imperial Order? You're already winning this board. Just summon purple, And, well, now you have a Psychic on your side of the field. Just crash into the Gamciel, do 17, and wait. We're going into Cloth Heap. I guess this set card is exactly Invocation, and the hand is exactly Purple and A-Lister? That seems kind of lame. Nope, it's Cobalt and Purple. Mind Con. Pretty much just as good here. So we can go Cloth Heap and Gamciel into... Oh my god, we're making Boral Sword. Oh my god, that's the end of the game. Whoa! I didn't even see that coming! What's this set card? Alright, let's see the Nibiru in hand. Let's see the Mirror Force. Well, we've made it out of the main phase, so it's not Nibiru. Wow. It is Dimensional Barrier. Dimensional Barrier, folks. Wow, wow, wow. And that's going to be it. What an extremely weird set. Very, very odd. But somehow, Deska has walked away with it. They are now 1 win away from top 8. And unfortunately, Rocket Link has bitten the dust. Wow. Weird game. That was very odd. See, this is what happens. You people told me not to pick funny haha decks, and this, you know, we have a meta back and forth because both players are playing Floodgates specifically designed to beat metagame decks. So they board into them, then they draw them, and then they look at each other for 15 turns. Still, regardless, I had a lot of fun. That first game was really cool. Unfortunate for our Rocket Link friend, but you know, maybe there's another Rocket Link that can make it into top 8. All right. That is going to be it from me for this round. It looks like we're actually only waiting on about 4 matches. This has gone a lot faster since a bunch of people dropped. I am going to see if I can fill those in and drop a couple of people as well. We're going to do some clerical stuff, and then I will be back with the final round of Swiss. Don't go anywhere.